Welcome to this explainer. I am so incredibly pumped you're here. Look, if you've been eyeing that jump to an electric vehicle here in California, you are absolutely in the right place today. We're unpacking the 2026 California Zero-Cost EV Infrastructure and Home Rewiring Guide. And honestly, we're going to uncover this massive insider secret on how you can get your home completely rewired for an EV, essentially for free. I know. It sounds totally made up, like it's too good to be true, right? But the data, the programs, they're very real, and when you see the numbers, it's going to absolutely blow your mind.
Okay, let's dive right into the survival guide roadmap. We'll be hitting 1. The charging shock problem, 2. The 2026 utility grant breakdown, 3. The stacking method, 4. Infrastructure traps to avoid, and finally, number 5, your step-by-step action plan. Starting right off with Section 1, the charging shock problem and hidden EV costs. Now, what's really interesting about this is, well, picture this for a second. You've just used this amazing government voucher, you bought a shiny new plug-in hybrid or a full EV, you drive it home, you're super excited, and then, bam, you are totally blindsided by the secondary costs of ownership. We are talking a massive $2,000 to $5,000 price tag just to get set up at home. Because getting a fast Level 2 home charging station, it isn't just about plugging a cord into a standard wall outlet. You usually need a major electrical panel upgrade, plus you have to hire a licensed electrician. That hidden out-of-pocket reality is a huge roadblock for so many people.
But here is where the whole story shifts. To stop this exact charging shock from happening, California utilities and state-backed programs have rolled out these massive infrastructure grants for 2026. And get this, they can cover up to 100% of both the charging hardware and the installation costs for qualified households. 100%. This is just incredibly empowering news. I mean, it literally changes the entire financial math of owning an EV overnight. Moving on to Section 2, utility grants and the core programs breakdown. So, looking at California's big 3 core programs, we've got a pretty amazing lineup. First, PG&E offers a panel upgrade limit of up to $2,000. Then, Southern California Edison, or SCE, they step up with this massive $4,200 tier. And finally, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, LADWP, gives a really solid $1,500 enhanced option. So basically, depending on where you live, there is a dedicated pool of money just sitting there waiting to be claimed. Let's actually break each one of these down a bit more. Okay, if you're in PG&E territory, you're looking at the Empower EV program. This is kind of the premier no-cost setup. You get a completely free Level 2 charger, which is normally about a $500 value, plus up to $2,000 in direct financial incentives for the panel upgrades and the rewiring. But honestly, the absolute best part, the upfront catch is totally gone. If you use their authorized licensed electricians, like Synergy companies, for example, PG&E actually pays the contractor directly, so there are 0 out-of-pocket costs up to that grant limit. For eligibility, income limits are capped at 400% of the federal poverty line, so that's roughly $111,000 for a 4-person home in 2026. Or, even better, you get automatic approval if you're already in Clean Cars for All or CalFresh. Now, for everyone down south, Southern California Edison has the Charge Ready Home program. And SCE explicitly engineered this high-tier funding to help folks with older residential electrical panels. Because let's be real, those older panels are notoriously expensive to scale up for a 240-volt charging pipeline. So they offer up to $4,200 for income-qualified applicants and up to $2,100 specifically for residents in designated disadvantaged communities. This is literally a game-changer for older homes that just desperately need that modernization to handle an EV. And for our urban LA residents, LADWP offers a really distinct tiered municipal rebate structure. Their standard option gives you a flat $1,000 rebate for a Level 2 system, but if you're on a low or fixed income, their Lifeline or Easy Save option bumps that up to an enhanced $1,500 rebate. And that enhanced tier, it frequently covers the entire hardware bill, plus those standard permit fees. Pretty awesome, right? All right, let's jump to Section 3, the stacking method to maximize your grants. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate insider strategy. So, what exactly is stacking? Well, it's the completely legal process of combining state vouchers with your local utility rebates. It's exactly the same way you would layer different vehicle purchase incentives when you're at the dealership. You don't have to just pick one single program, you can actually combine them to cover 100% of your costs.
Here's how this actually works in the real world. The California Air Resources Board runs this program called the Driving Clean Assistance Program, or DCAP for short. They hand out an extra direct $2,000 charging infrastructure grant for buyers who fall under 300% of the federal poverty level. So by adding this $2,000 state grant on top of the local utility benefits we were just talking about, it practically guarantees that even the oldest, most outdated homes can be completely rewired for absolute $0 out of pocket. It is just an incredibly powerful financial strategy.
But we have to talk about Section 4, traps to avoid so you can actually protect your grants.
Okay, so trap number 1 is the time of use mandate. To get these free chargers, the utilities often require you to switch your home's entire electric rate plan to an EV time of use structure, like PG&E's EV2A plan, for example. And this drastically changes your power bill based on the time of day. You get significantly cheaper overnight charging, which is usually from around midnight all the way to 3 p.m. But and this is a big but, you really need to beware because it raises your electricity rates during those peak afternoon and evening hours. You absolutely have to adapt your household habits to this new schedule, or I promise you your regular electric bill is going to spike. Next up, we've got traps 2 and 3. Trap 2 is the 6-month post-purchase clock. Programs like Empower EV are super strict about this. They mandate that you must apply within 6 months of buying or leasing your EV. You wait too long, you're disqualified. Simple as that. And then trap 3, guys, please resist the urge to call your neighbor's cousin's random handyman who quote-unquote knows a guy. Seriously, it's a total recipe for disaster. The utilities strictly require a licensed C10 electrical contractor to do the installation, pull the official municipal permits, and submit itemized invoices that show the exact serial number of your certified Level 2 equipment. No C10 license, no money. It really is that simple.
Bringing it all together in Section 5. Your step-by-step action plan to claim your EV funds. So the crucial point here is execution. And you might actually want to screenshot this checklist. Step 1, pull your electric bill right now. Find your utility account number and your Service Agreement ID or SAID. Step 2, verify your vehicle registration. Just keep your DMV card handy because that is your absolute proof of ownership. Step 3, apply online through your utility provider's portal before, and I mean literally before, you start any electrical modifications. Do not build first and ask for money later. It won't work. And finally, step 4, use pre-approved trade allies from the utilities network. This is exactly how you bypass paying those massive upfront deposits entirely. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Looking at your own electrical panel and your own budget, is your home ready for the EV revolution? With these 2026 infrastructure grants and that stacking method we covered today, the barriers to upgrading your home are falling away incredibly fast. The funds are literally right there and the roadmap is clear. So if California is giving away thousands to upgrade your home today, what other hidden local grants might be waiting to be uncovered right in your own zip code? Get organized, avoid those traps we talked about, and go claim what's yours. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.